EGM Network.
This is an EverGreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hi, how are you? It is Kim Kriske with EverGreen Media. I'm joined with Erica Kane, as well as Louis Craffey and Jesse Kriske today. And we are here to talk advertising. We wanted to discuss what EverGreen Media does and how we can help your business grow. So today we wanted to start off and talk about social media. It is a huge part of your advertising campaign, or it should be. One of the greatest things about it is that it's cost effective. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all give you the ability to spend a little and target a lot. Erica?
Great way to put it.
Thank you.
Sold. Yeah, I think a lot of business owners and organizations or groups, nonprofits, what have you, know that social media campaigns need to be a part of their advertising and marketing. A lot of them don't know how to start. You know, it might be a generational thing where they're not extremely versed in all of the different platforms, or maybe they don't even have accounts. So it's kind of like intimidating. How do I even get started? And it's super time consuming. You know, if you have a full-time job, if you're the executive director or, you know, an account manager or whatever you're doing at any of these businesses, you're adding a full-time job onto your plate with just the time that's required to stay present on a lot of these social media platforms. So that's why you hire us. That's what we do.
Well, absolutely. It does take time because social media gives you the opportunity to super target whom you're looking for, your customer. If you're looking for a specific income, a specific geo profession, if we're looking for someone who lives in 32963 that enjoys luxury items, because who doesn't, likes eating out, big foodie, we can super target those people on 32963. So we don't have any wasted advertising. We aren't targeting an 18-year-old who may not care about going out to eat. So it's really nice to be able to use your dollars where they're definitely going to hit your prospects.
Yeah, and I kind of want to piggyback on that. Kim is referring to paid sponsored ads. So a lot of businesses, they'll say, well, I have a Facebook page and I'm posting on it daily or a few times a week, which is great, but you're only reaching those people who have voluntarily followed your page or liked your page. So we're talking about putting some marketing dollars towards sponsored ads where you're creating a Facebook campaign and those ads are getting in front of people who didn't ask for your ad. But yes, they're falling into the geo or the age group, or we've dropped a pin in a certain neighborhood. Like Kim said, you can get so super targeted so you're not wasting dollars. And that's where we're kind of talking about elevating your social media efforts that you're probably doing now to a more targeted, specific campaign.
Well, absolutely.
It's time consuming because, excuse me, you have to go in and, like you said, kind of pinpoint your exact audience that you want. But also you have to go in, film the videos, take pictures, look professional. And on top of that, you have to know what's trending. So you actually have to spend time scrolling and kind of knowing what is getting the most views, the most likes. So it's kind of a layered process of spending time. It's not something a business owner who has a social life, who's running a business, who wants to spend time doing what he likes or what she likes. They can't just kind of, you know, wing it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a layered process that is measured, and yeah, that's what you hire EverGreen for.
Yeah, and that's what Louis does for us as the content curator. He knows what's trending. He knows what songs are trending. He knows what different dances and videos and stuff. You know, we might not be, Kim and I of older generation, we might not be on TikTok regularly, but Lewis is, you know, he's got the heartbeat of what's happening on all the platforms, being young, hip, and cool. But it, like he said, it's very time consuming. And I think content is where people struggle. It takes so much content so your videos don't look the same. You know, having a video outside of your place, inside of your place, maybe somewhere around town, whatever is specific to your industry. And that's what Lewis does. You know, he gives you those creative ideas. He said, okay, I'm going to come and I'm going to, you know, video this, this, and this. This is all we need from you. And that way, business owners stay in their lane. Lewis stays in his lane. Everybody does what, you know, their skill set is, and it all gets done. It all works together.
Yeah, you can be clueless about TikTok and social media and still get great content by utilizing Lewis as your content curator. Lewis, can you tell us more of the benefits about TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok is it's really good at getting a face behind the brand. If you want to, you know, show behind the scenes of your operation or get people to know you better by doing funny get to know you things, videos like that. That's what TikTok really excels at. And what I like about TikTok is you can take the video that you make on TikTok and you can post it to Instagram, Facebook, whatever other social media that you use, YouTube even. And it's really easy to make videos, reaches a lot of audiences, and really gets your brand and your name out there so everybody knows who you are.
Mm-hmm. And the great thing about these platforms, everybody hears the word algorithm, but nobody really knows what that means. But if you're a shoe store and, you know, you're Googling shoe stuff or you're on Amazon and searching shoes and you've got a cool TikTok video, TikTok knows what you're searching on the internet, what you're looking, even what you're talking about, because we know that's all happened to all of us. So it'll show, TikTok will automatically show you that video based on your habits. Kind of like Lewis said, that's how we layer in what you're searching for, luxury items. These social media platforms know all about you, and it's kind of creepy, but it's a marketer's dream. So they'll serve you the video based on what that content is.
Yeah, if you're not on social media, you're kind of behind the ball. It's changing so much that it can be kind of scary to jump into right now, because TikTok's been a headliner on the news. It's a huge thing that it's really taking storm. That's just another thing thrown into the fire. But it's really important for anybody's business, and it's always changing. So again, it's time consuming. You can't really jump into it and just start posting videos or content willy-nilly. You have to know what reaches your audience the best.
And you know, hopping on to being able to super target our demographic, our geo, our customer. It is so great with Facebook that it also is complemented with streaming TV in our advertising campaigns. We want it to be cohesive. So once social media is placed and the creative and trend is ready and performing, we add in streaming TV. We're talking Roku, Amazon.
Yeah, smart TVs.
There we go.
Yeah, when you buy a smart TV, you get it home and you see all these apps at the bottom. It's already built into your TV. If it's not, yeah, you could either, you know, have Roku or an Amazon Fire Stick, but everybody's consuming some sort of streaming TV, whether it's watching TV through apps or if it's just specific apps like YouTube, Netflix, whatever it is. Streaming ads are hitting everybody. And the great thing is they're non-skippable in most platforms. So you have to watch it, you know, and it counts down at the top. It's, 2 minutes of a commercial break that you can't skip. So it's a great addition once you do get a social media platform or campaign running to add an additional digital element to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's on demand. So I am taking my time to tune in and give myself a super overloaded binge of Below Deck. And I have made time for that. So I am going to be sitting in front of the TV for about 43 minutes, and I have to watch the commercials. There's no way to get rid of them. And I know that it knows my lifestyle. I get a bunch of cat toys and cat food commercials. I get a lot of shoe commercials. It is a fantastic way to super target. I am not getting anything about, Gillette for Men deodorant. That is not something I am seeing, which is something, that would be wasteful. Those dollars would be wasted on me.
Yeah, that's a great point. Very similar to the layering and picking a geo and, picking gender or whatever it is for social media ads. Streaming TV is the same. It knows what devices are searching on your Wi-Fi network. It knows what's happening in your household. It knows what you're shopping. So you're getting those TV ads based on your habits. So again, you're not having any wasted dollars. Cable TV is still being consumed and ads are still out there. But the difference is, instead of buying, I don't even know what Price is Right time is anymore, but instead of being
11 a.m. to 12,
that 11 a.m. block, I want to be in the middle of Price is Right. Well, guess what? If I'm not home and my TV's off, or I'm not watching Price is Right, I'm not seeing your commercial. But TV streaming, I'm watching it at 3 a.m. If I wake up and I can't sleep, I'm getting your ad. So with all of these platforms, the dashboards, the analytics, the data that you get behind the scenes is amazing. It helps you know who's watching, when they're watching, what networks they might be watching it on. It's a lot of information to back up as well.
Can you go into a dashboard? People that are not in the industry are thinking that you're driving a car right now.
Yep. So we call it a dashboard, behind all these different platforms. At the end of the month, or, however often we want to go through it, we can see whether it's a Facebook social media ad or if it's a TV streaming ad. We can see when people are watching the ad, what time of day, what gender, who it's reaching, who's engaging with it most. Some of this information also helps us place future ads. We've been surprised where we've thought that maybe an older female would be interested in a product, and then after a month or so of it running, we get back and we're like, hey, younger males were actually the ones that were clicking on the ad or making comments or liking it. So it gives you a little insight to your own brand sometimes. But this really helps us place, again, and super focus and target your industry or product to those who are going to engage with it.
Absolutely. And it also kind of makes you look legit. When you're on streaming TV, you've made it.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah. The days of buying 11 o'clock during Bob Barker's, whatever, spinning the wheel.
You be nice to Bob Barker. It's a showcase showdown, okay?
You bought by the commercial, and your commercial played no matter how many eyes were viewing it. Now you're buying by impression. So we can get into an impression and reach, which, kind of can get monotonous, but you're buying a pool of people, the people that fit within your target audience, and you get to see how many people you've reached and how many times they've reached it. Because again, we want frequency. So you get all these numbers, which we don't have to get into today, but you get so much data behind all of these digital platforms and these different mediums. It's great.
And you mentioned earlier that cable TV is still alive, which, yes, but it's slowly going away. Everybody's going to streaming TV because of the accessibility, and also people are putting ads on streaming TV because of all these benefits that it has over cable, such as you get ads based on what you enjoy, and are interested in. You don't get ads about things that you don't like, and that's a huge benefit to a lot of businesses.
Yeah. And you are right. I mean, I think there's a lot of blended households who probably still have cable and they pay for that, and then they're still dabbling in some streaming. So I think, yes, we are kind of merging into the digital world where cable will start disappearing a little quicker than it, has. So you got to embrace it. You just got to embrace that digital element that is coming from all angles.
Well, one element that I don't think will ever be going away is radio. And Erita, you mentioned branding, you mentioned frequency, and with the cohesive campaign, we are using digital with streaming TV. We are using digital with social media. We cannot ignore people that are not consuming TV that way and are not on social media or just anywhere. Radio is so intrusive, so intrusive. Lewis is pretty young. What station have you been listening to in town?
Vero 97.1 soft rock. It's really great. 103.7. That's the 80s. That's the 80s station.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend tuning into both. But radio is, it is intrusive. It's everywhere, and people think that maybe we'll get away from it. No, I disagree. It's every time you get into the car, it's automatically on, whatever station you left it on, and commercials are going. And when commercials happen, sometimes you flip the station, go to other channels. So it's always going to be relevant, and it's never going away.
You're right. It will always be relevant. It's, I guess it's the only form of communication that is free. You turn on a radio, car, house. Yes, people still have radios in their house. We're in Florida. We know storms hit us. Everything else shuts down, but radio still works. And it is super intrusive. You're at the dentist office or the doctor's office. There's radio overhead. You're hearing it. You're not even realizing it. Radio in stores when you're shopping. Radio is everywhere. It's so subliminal, which is the beauty of advertising. That is branding. That's branding at its core. It's just that subliminal message.
Absolutely. And it's theater of the mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
We aren't seeing the video that is going to be on social media or on TV, streaming TV. So this is theater of the mind. So you get to use your words to, target the heartstrings
Mm-hmm.
and paint the picture that you want someone to think of. When you're talking about going to a concert, someone might just imagine one of those, currently there's the orchestra symphony candlelight concerts. That's something someone can imagine. But then another person may imagine hard rock, mad at your dad, let's go get drunk music. It's all how you want to perceive it to the listener. And that's what makes it fun too.
Yeah. Radio is a very big perception, and everybody's perception is your reality. So,
well, and also, I want to step back and kind of go over how we place radio. EverGreen likes to place radio in to-do days. Generally, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, after the weekend, you're saying, oh, shoot, I got to go and, get a new pool guy because my pool's filthy. Oh, shoot, I've got to make my doctor's appointment. I hadn't thought of that. So we like to concentrate on those 3 days, other than an event. Those 3 days really encourage people to pick up the phone, go online, make the call, drive to your business, and act then. Because Thursday, Friday come along. Thursday, I already know what I'm doing tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? Or this weekend?
Yeah.
I already know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm not thinking about businesses.
Yeah. And there are, like Kim said, for events or general branding, people are listening all week long. But if it's one of those call to action where we need you to pick up the phone or go to our website, usually that's better in the beginning of the week. Because like you said, come Thursday, I'm already hanging out. My mind's in the weekend. I've crossed off everything I'm going to do this week. I'm moving on. So there is a lot of strategy to radio as well.
Yeah. Let's pick up and talk a little bit about websites. That is something that you must have as a business owner these days. You know, I don't know many businesses that don't have a website.
Yeah, every business should have a website at this point in this day and age. If you don't, again, behind the ball. But websites can be a little scary if you go on there and there's a ton of information popping out at you. It's all jumbled, and it's the approach to a website is to make it look sleek, make it look not boring, but simple. And, you know, if you want to go learn about the company, there's an about section. If you want to learn how to contact them, contacts. Like, this should be labeled clearly. And that's what makes a website great, is the simplicity of it and the sleekness of it.
I think the word is simple. You hit it nail on the head. We build websites here in-house. So we're, you know, you're right here with us. But even nowadays, we kind of call them landing pages, because there are those websites where you could go down the rabbit hole and it could take you 20 minutes to find what you're looking for. You know, you sell your business or whatever service is, not your website. We want them to pick up the phone and contact you. So if they have to take 20 minutes and go through 4 different tabs that have 6 drop downs apiece, where am I finding my info? We just need the who, what, when, where, why. It needs to look very attractive, super simple, clean. You don't need a lot of stuff coming at them. We live in an instant gratification world. I don't have 20 minutes to go through your website, you know? So if I'm on my way to pick up my kids from summer camp, which I'm not texting and driving, so maybe I'm in the parking lot waiting for the kids, I got a quick 2 minutes to get on your website, figure it out, give you a call. Okay, sold. You know, you've sold me with the simple information that I have in front of me and not having to hunt for it. So that's our best advice to our clients, is either if you're creating a website or updating it, keep it simple. You really just need a quick landing page. You don't have to go tab upon tab, drop down, and all these pop-up windows. People will leave. They'll get overwhelmed and they'll leave.
We've barely touched the surface on the services that EverGreen Media offers. We're a full service advertising agency, and we can help grow your business. Not only do we offer these great platforms that we discussed, but we also have a podcast studio, and we can get into that more. It's EverGreen Media Network Studios. We have several podcasts from 10 minutes to an hour long, and it allows them to go to multiple platforms as well. One of them being Alexa, which is the best to have. You know, you can tell her to do whatever. So we also have that.
Yeah.
And
I think the best thing is, in a world where people try to get, you know, you call someone, you can't get someone to call you back. We're here, you know, we're in studio. Jesse's our video producer. He's doing our podcast production. Kim and I, we're very hands-on. I'm building websites. Kim's doing the social media. We've got Lewis, who's creating all the content and, you know, capturing all that for you. You get people, you get real people. We will call you back. We're here. We're very hands-on. We're not throwing you over to, you know, just some random person. Which a lot of businesses, especially in the digital world, you're probably talking to someone who doesn't even live in the same state, but they're able to post on your page remotely. They don't understand your business. You know, we're here, we're in town, we're in the area, we're here for you.
And yeah, Vero Beach specifically, Indian River County specifically, is very niche.
We're a very unique community, very unique county here. So yes. egreenmedia.com. It's a very simple website, because we want you to call us and you can come to us and we'll customize a plan for you.
Thanks for joining us, Lewis.
Thanks
Jesse.
for having me.
Yes, thanks, Jess.
EverGreen team. We're looking forward to hearing from you and working with you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.